Some stories are about glamour, the fastest, the shiniest, the most expensive. This isn't one of those. This is about a workhorse, the A-18 Hornet. Built for toughness and reliability, the Hornet was never about being flashy. It was about getting the job done, no matter how dirty. Before the Hornet, jets were specialists, fighters for the skies, attack planes for the ground. The idea of one jet doing both was a gamble, but necessity demanded it. The military needed a jack of all trades, a jet that could launch from a carrier, fight, bomb, and come home in one piece. The Hornet answered that call, a tribute to practical design and hard-nosed engineering. It had to survive brutal carrier landings, pull Gs in dogfights, and deliver bombs with precision. This jet wasn't just hardware, it was a partner, earning the trust of those who flew and fixed it. Why care about an aging jet in a world of stealth? Because the Hornet's story is about solving tough problems with smart, reliable solutions. It honors the unsung heroes, engineers, mechanics, and pilots who made it legendary. The A-18 Hornet is a masterclass in versatility and reliability. Sometimes the most important thing isn't being the best at one thing, but being good enough to handle everything, and that's a lesson worth remembering. To understand the Hornet's impact, rewind to the 1970s. The military faced tight budgets and rising costs. Specialized jets were becoming unsustainable. The Navy needed to replace both its aging attack planes and fighters, but couldn't afford two new jets. The solution? 1. Affordable versatile aircraft for both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. Enter the Lightweight Fighter program, which produced the YF-16 and YF-17 prototypes. The Air Force picked the F-16, but the Navy saw promise in the YF-17's twin engines, crucial for safety over the ocean. The Navy partnered with McDonnell Douglas to transform the YF-17 into a rugged, carrier-capable multi-role jet. This meant reinforcing the airframe, redesigning the landing gear, adding a tailhook, and upgrading avionics. The goal, one jet to do the work of two, survive carrier life, and stay within budget. It was a bold move, but the need was urgent. The stage was set for the birth of the A-18 Hornet. A new era in naval aviation was about to begin. Creating the Hornet was a feat of practical engineering. Its name, A-18, said it all, fighter and attack. Designers blended the YF-17's agility with the toughness needed for carrier life. The airframe was reinforced, landing gear beefed up, and a heavy-duty arresting hook added. Foldable wings saved space on crowded decks. Inside, the Hornet featured a revolutionary glass cockpit. Digital displays replaced analog dials, letting pilots switch seamlessly between combat and attack modes. The TAS system put all controls at the pilot's fingertips, reducing workload. Fly-by-wire controls made the jet responsive and stable, especially during carrier landings. Every detail was about making one pilot effective in two demanding roles. The result? A jet designed from the ground up for versatility and ease of use. The Hornet wasn't just capable, it was pilot-friendly and ready for anything. A jet's true test is combat, and the Hornet delivered. Its debut came in 1986 over Libya, providing fighter escort and air defense. But the Gulf War cemented its legend on night one. Two Hornets shot down enemy MiGs, then completed their bombing run, showcasing true multi-role power. Throughout the war, Hornets flew thousands of sorties, fighter sweeps, bombing runs, fleet defense. Its reliability was unmatched. While others sat in the hangar, the Hornet kept flying. Maintenance crews loved its design. Pilots trusted it to get them home. The Hornet became the backbone of naval aviation, always ready for the toughest jobs. Its service continued in the Balkans, Afghanistan, and Iraq, wherever there was work to be done. It wasn't always the star, but it was always there, punching the clock. The Hornet's combat record is a testament to its rugged design and versatility. It proved itself where it mattered most, in the heat of battle. That's how legends are made. Ask any Hornet pilot, and you'll hear the same word, trust. The Hornet was more than a machine. It was a partner. Its fly-by-wire controls made it stable and predictable, especially during nerve-wracking carrier landings. The glass cockpit reduced workload, letting pilots focus on flying, not hunting for gauges. One pilot recalled flying through a storm, grateful for the intuitive displays that made a terrifying night manageable. The Hornet worked with you, not against you. Maintenance crews felt the same way. Access panels were logical, engines easy to swap, and repairs straightforward. Less time in the hangar meant more time in the air. The Hornet was designed to be fixed, not just flown. Its toughness was legendary. Pilots brought home jets with battle damage that would have grounded lesser planes. One pilot limped back to the carrier with a dead engine and holes in the wing, but the Hornet kept flying. That's the kind of reliability that builds legends. It wasn't about speed or stealth, it was about a bond of trust between pilot and machine. The Hornet earned that trust, every mission. The Hornet's story isn't just American, it's global. Nations like Canada, Australia, Spain, and Switzerland chose the Hornet for its reliability and versatility. Canada's CF-18 braved Arctic cold. Australia's Hornets patrolled vast oceans. The twin-engine design offered safety for long, risky flights. The Hornet's adoption created a worldwide community. Pilots and crews shared tactics, parts, and experience. Interoperability made coalition operations smoother and more effective. Even neutral countries like Switzerland and Finland picked the Hornet for its readiness and ruggedness. The jet's ability to operate from short runways and be ready at a moment's notice made it ideal for defense. So many nations with different needs all trusted the same jet. That's the ultimate proof of a great design. The Hornet became a universal workhorse. The Hornet didn't just serve, it changed how we design fighter jets. Its biggest lesson: versatility matters. Today's multi-role jets, like the F-35 and Eurofighter, follow the Hornet's blueprint. The Hornet pioneered the glass cockpit and HOTAS controls, now industry standards. It proved that making the pilot's job easier makes the whole system better. The Hornet's DNA lives on in the Super Hornet, a bigger, more advanced evolution. The core values, reliability, versatility, user-friendliness, remain timeless. The Hornet shifted the focus from raw performance to practical effectiveness. It taught us that being good at many jobs often beats being the best at just one. The Hornet was the ultimate pragmatist. Always ready, always reliable. In a world of high-tech thoroughbreds, it proved the value of a good, honest workhorse. That's a legacy that endures. In the end, the Hornet's story is about trust. Trust from a nation, from maintenance crews, and most of all from pilots. The Hornet wasn't the fastest or the flashiest, but it was always there, ready to fly. Reliability became its greatest weapon. It set a new standard for carrier-based aircraft. Tough, versatile, and easy to maintain. The Hornet proved you could build a jack-of-all-trades that excelled at what mattered most, bringing its people home. As the last Hornets retire, their legacy lives on in the Super Hornet, the F-35, and in the memories of those who depended on them. The Hornet refused to be ordinary. It became a legend by being the most trustworthy jet in the fleet. It always showed up, did the dirty jobs, and came home. And that's the highest praise any machine can earn.